Hello everyone, and welcome back to, whoops. Oh, there we go. Still rendering a little bit. Just started this up. Welcome back to, Mod Fridays. Back here in our, what do you have on your head? The blue screen of death? Poor thing. We're back here in Mod Friday on our FTB Infinity world with the addition of Galacticraft and Roguelike Dungeons, of course. So, the plan for today. The plan for today is to fill up as much of our inventory here as possible. We want tons more stuff. And we need tons more stuff. So the idea is to get tons more stuff. And then we'll look into power generation. And I believe I have thought of something that I really would like to try. And I'm wondering if it's part of the default mod pack or not. I'm gonna need... Do I have it here? Yes, I do. Lexica Botania. Mana Flux Field. This is what I want. Yeah. So what this will do is it will convert mana bursts into redstone flux. It's simple, cheap power. We can use our hydrogenias over there and our day blooms, but we're going to need a significantly better setup in order to utilize that very well. And I already have one I already have one planned. However, it's going to take a lot of resources. If you're curious exactly what it's going to take 18 day blooms at least, 49 nightshades, and 30 hydroangies. So it is by no stretch of the imagination a small feat. But we'll be repurposing that for energy, and then at a later date, I'll be using that setup to keep a Alfheim portal open. That setup is capable of producing more than enough energy to maintain a portal once it has been opened. So, I'll probably end up showing that next episode, since we'll want power generation soon, and we'll be using it for that first. But, for now, I'm going to take this piece of iron here. Oh, right, we were making a solar panel, weren't we? Well... There we go. Well, for now, we're going to be heading to a cave, and we are going to try to find our redstone. I probably want to upgrade you, actually. Can I? No, I can't. I don't have iguana tweaks. I can't replace parts. I'm thinking of maybe adding iguana tweaks to this. It's a mod I like, but I do already have it in Agrarian Skies 2, so I don't know if that'd be a bit redundant. Also, it might make this mod pack a bit overpowered. I can understand it in Agrarian Skies because you're working with limited stuff. You don't want to constantly have to be wasting resources on tools. Although that becomes a bit moot at later points in the game. Anyway, for now, I'm just going to stick with this. I'll see what I want to do later. Who knows? I've already added 2 different mods to this pack. I don't see much harm in adding a 3rd. I just don't want to unbalance it is all. Alright, so... got tin gravel here. Might as well collect it, I guess. And I am not hearing, like, any sounds. Maybe that's my headphones. Yeah, it was just my headphones. Okay. So, where was that place we wanted to go exploring? Well, that was not what I wanted to do. But I guess here's as good a place as any. Let's get down here. Alrighty. Got some copper, we got some tin. So I've never used Botania for power generation before. So I don't know for sure how much... That is not what I wanted to do at all. I am not sure how much energy you get from a mana burst. So that's going to be an interesting concept to discover. I hear monsters, but I don't see monsters. So this cave was really small. But I believe the ravine we were looking at before is not too far away. I believe it's like right over here, in fact. Yeah, there it is. Boop. Alright, so. Have I been down here? Well, there's no lights, so I assume that's a no. So I'm noticing that this andesite has chisel written on it. But it looks an awful lot like the vanilla Minecraft andesite. So I don't remember when that was implemented. So I don't know if Wayla is mislabeling it, or if Chisel does something to change those blocks somehow. And that's why it's showing up as part of Chisel 2 instead of vanilla Minecraft. But I don't know, either way. It's in the game. I hear a skeleton. Is it following me? It is. Bye, Mr. Skeleton. I will take your mob head because we need tons of those eventually. And I will toss away your... Actually, I have a bow, so that's probably something I want to keep. And I will put this in here just in case. If I end up having leftover room, why not take a bone back? Let's see, what next? This is nice and wide open. How did we not find this? Maybe we did find this and we just thought it wouldn't be very big. So, short-term goals for this mod pack right now are getting power up and running, of course. Nothing more up here. Some coal there. I would like to avoid getting coal until I have fortune. Because I have added Galacticraft to this pack, and if anyone has ever played with Galacticraft, they know it requires an absurd amount of coal. A ridiculous amount. So short-term goals, power getting up and running. After we get power up and running, I'm probably going to get into Thaumcraft. At least a little bit. I think I'm going to use that to automate a few things. So we'll see how that goes. It would also help us get some better armor, which we could end up using to finish off that roguelike dungeon. Oh, come on. I would also like to go to the Nether sooner than later so that we can get Cobalt and Ardite. Max out our pick, or create a maxed out pick, I should say, since we can't replace parts. You can tell I'm used to some mod packs more than others. So that's something I would like to get out of the way as soon as possible. So we'll probably do that before getting into Thaumcraft. Speaking of Thaumcraft, I'm probably not going to grab those. I'm probably going to, again, wait until I have fortune before I grab basically anything that drops with fortune. So yeah, I'm grabbing aluminum. Aluminum is very valuable not only for tools, but it is a valuable component for Galacticraft as well. Okay, that is not what I was hoping for, but I guess that works. And then after we get to the nether, delve into Thaumcraft a little bit, I probably want to get a basic applied energistics setup soon. That way storage doesn't become a problem, and once we get into a Mine Factory Reloaded laser drill, storage and processing is not a problem. Now, I've never done automated processing, so that's something I'll either be getting into on here or probably in Agrarian Skies sooner, actually, now that I think about it. That works. I usually just store them as their raw form and then process them myself, and I understand that that's like not the best option I have. So I'll probably try to learn how to do that stuff. I mean, I have an idea of how to automate stuff. Obviously, I've automated I know how to automate farms, I know how to automate the acquisition of resources, sorting of resources. So really, especially with AE, it's so easy to automate processing. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. So I'll probably learn, get that set up here. Now, it's going to be my first iteration of it, so it's probably not going to be very efficient, but, practice makes perfect, right? Is that an opening? It is in fact an opening. I forgot to bring along a tool. I'm so used to being able to repair tools on the fly that I forget that I should bring a tool station and reply. Why do I keep confusing repair and reply? Doesn't make any sense. I would very much like those two pieces of ore that fell. And you know what? I'm gonna grab all this stuff too, because it is right in my face. And then after AE, we're probably going to get into... that's a good question. We'll probably get into Galacticraft. That is a mod that I am very much fond of, hence my adding it to this pack, despite it not being in here by default. So we'll try to get into that. I would like to, at the very least, set up a space station. Space stations are great. They give you lots of open customizable space. You can build your base into whatever shape you want it to be. It's basically like Agrarian Skies in space. Although you do have to worry about creating oxygen for yourself. So that's a thing. But other than that... I've never really built like a gigantic space station, so I'm not quite sure how managing oxygen in larger bases, how that can go. Because I know the size of the place, if you're using oxygen sealers at least, the size of the room determines how much oxygen you need to be produced. Wow, that was close. I almost looked at him. the amount of oxygen you need is determined by the size of the base you're using. So if I used a big base, that is not charged. So if I made a big space station, thank you English. I swear I talk normal when I'm doing anything else. So who knows? If we decide to go crazy with it, then I guess we'll have to sort out a very reliable, very high-end oxygen system. That might be fun. Lots of Certus quartz, which is super nice. We'll need tons of that when we get into applied energistics. Oop. Although applied energistics has this nice feature now, it wasn't in the 1.6 version of applied energistics, but it is in this version, where you can basically grow any. You can grind the crystals into dust, and then combine that dust with sand in order to create 2 seeds. And from those seeds, not like plant seeds, but like crystal seeds. If you're not familiar with how crystals form, then basically they grow off of other materials. They gather dusts and particulates in wet environments, and then they crystallize. They add that and grow. So they have a very organic nature to them, despite the fact that for the most part they are typically inorganic substances, if I remember correctly. So there you go. Geology 101, I guess. Okay, I didn't miss anything. So yeah, you can basically grow any amount of Certus quartz crystals, nether crystals, nether quartz crystals, I should say, and charged, no, not charged, fluix crystals. You can grow any amount of them you need. They do have a different form and item ID than their natural found variants. So it is possible that in recipes outside of that respective mod, that they may not be acceptable for certain recipes. Specifically nether quartz, probably. For instance, I'm not sure if you can use the pure nether quartz, which is what they call the crystal grown versions of it. I'm not sure if you can use that variant for adding sharpness to your weapons via Tinker's Construct. So that's one of the things you might want to be careful about. Other than that, though, I'm pretty sure it's compatible with most recipes. We're close to ending time, so you know what? I'm gonna look it up now so we can be sure. Nether. Let's see here. Here it is. So you can use it to make quartz blocks, and you'll see that they, as far as constructing blocks require, each pure quartz is about half a actual quartz. So that you can't, like, create a block of this and then pulverize it into normal nether quartz. So there is conversion. You can convert one to the other and then so on and so forth. But you can see here, it does a daylight sensor like vanilla Minecraft. You can make comparators. You can make that's applied energistics. So it seems, okay, it doesn't seem like it can be used for the majority of other resources. But once you grow the pure variants, you can take a you can take the block and macerate it back into its 4 parts, or you can pulverize it back into its 4 parts. I recommend using thermal expansion, I guess it's thermal foundation now. Thermal foundation machines over industrial craft. Well, hello. Hello? Okay, not in the room with me. I recommend using thermal foundation machines over industrial craft 2 machines because the power requirement seems a lot lower, and if you are using RF for power generation, converting from RF to EU, I believe it's called, yeah, EU. Going from RF to EU is a costly action, and it is very difficult to do. And it also adds a severe bottleneck to your power network, as there's only one cable in the game, as far as I know, that converts RF to EU. And it has a limit of 1,000 RF. It has a limit of 1,000 RF per tick that can travel through it. So if that also applies to EU, then it is 4 RF per 1 EU. So you would only be fitting 250 EU per tick through a piece of wire, which isn't too bad. That's about, if I remember correctly, that is just over a copper cable. Let's see. No, copper is 64. What's above copper? Cable. You know what? I'm just gonna start looking at NEI. Is 128. So it's about, it would be between a high voltage cable and no, it would be between a gold cable and a copper cable. So it's not too bad. And the things I'm referring to are the RedNet energy cables from Mine Factory Reloaded. So perfectly valid option. Oh, hello. You are not somebody I want to mess with right now. Ow. Alrighty. So, what is our haul right now? Our haul right now, 64 iron. Wasn't I just looking into a ravine, like, not too long ago? I was, okay. Oh, but my pick is broken. Alright, so, I'm gonna go repair this pick, and, it's probably enough caving. I'll probably get some more resources off camera. I'll probably record the rest of my caving anyway, just to be sure that if anything interesting happens, I have footage of it. However, don't expect to see all of it, I don't think. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that'll be it for now. Oh, what else will I do? I will get the 18 day blooms, 49 nightshades, and 30 hydroangies. Is that correct? Yeah. That I need for my Botania setup. I'll get that all covered, all taken care of, and I will join you guys back next Friday. So thank you for watching, all that fun stuff. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. That is not what I wanted to do. Do-do-do. Minecraft is playing us off, and yeah. I will see you guys in the next one. Look at all the resources we have. Alright, bye for now.